Okay, good morning everyone. We do have my loud tent flopping in the background. Sorry if that's a bit annoying, but it's important that I'm laying here for right now to do this health consultation. Well, they did not shave my beard evenly, did they? So the other day I got everything cut off for free. It feels like a personality cleansing, I've got to be honest. I kind of like it. It's the first time I've ever been bald. I never went bald because I have a mole at the back here. It's quite large, so it just looks a little funny. Just like a big black mole and the rest all, like that. And it seems that the shaving is not so even. And damn, my beard has grown back faster than my head. Anyway, thanks for donating Lucky Watches. Hold on, let me take this out. Oh, sorry about that. Still got my retainer. So I'm fixing the teeth because this tooth started moving back, so I've had to put the retainer in. Almost finished finally. The bottom here. Anyway. So it's because of your guys' donations that I have a half decent life, Otherwise I'm just so gang stalked. I don't even know if I'd be here anymore. And I'm honest with that. So anyway, today's video is a basic health consultation because Lucky Watches donated $100 and my basic health consultation is $111. I have an advanced consultation which includes more like spiritual concepts, which is I think $200 or $300. If you check the Conscious Zine services bartering page. I haven't given one of those for a little while. It's been basic health consultations for the last year or two. So if you want a really advanced consultation, you guys go for the advanced consultation. Then I have an even more expensive consultation that you find on Holistic Healing, a branch off of ConsciousZine.net, the main tree website, and that holistic branch subdomain web pages shows that I do a specific health consultation. So if you have like a specific problem, I don't know, like your eyes falling out or something, I don't know. Whatever it is, I'll have a go at it. I'm not saying I can cure it. I'm not saying I'm giving medical advice because it'd be illegal. But I'm just giving my opinion from my perspective in my life on things to do with health. That's the way I see this. So I can't get in trouble because I'm allowed to talk, unfortunately for you medical establishment. Don't they want to monopolize it? Anyway, that's one good point to start with. Do not always go see your doctor because they're part of an established monopoly and they have certain things that they have to say. Right, and that may be for more dubious reasons than you're aware of. Let's not get into the conspiratorial side of the medical industry, but it's there. Anyway, so this is a basic health consultation for Lucky Watches. Thanks so much for donating. I don't know who you are personally, but hopefully this helps you. I'm on screencast here, so we can get off my camera and we're going to go researching a little bit too. But first of all, we have little Oro here, and you see how he's hugging my leg? Before he was curled up at my kidney, and your kidneys filter your blood, and as you also know, you build up kidney stones a lot from sugar. Now this consultation is on sugar and electrolytes, because that's what I've decided to make it on, and I haven't talked about too much. So right now he's on my leg because he's stretching it away from my kidney. So yoga is not to be underestimated. Sorry, this wind is going to test my voice. So yoga is not to be underestimated because it stretches out the calcification, and in those calcified spots, let's say your kidney region is a good example, because that's where, you know, you filter everything, and the bugs in your body, you know, the evil bugs love to accumulate around spots that are useful to you, right? Especially kidneys, because when you first do grounding, the negative ionization goes to your kidneys first, from the K1 meridian on your big toe. I've said that in other videos. So this decalcifies, filters your body better, and you know, you're gonna get less kidney stones. So grounding and yoga on the ground, not on the first story of a yoga studio, for instance, that would be wrong. That would just not be the best way to do it. Let's say it like that. It's not optimum. It's kind of not woke if you're doing yoga in a studio with some instructor. You're meant to do yoga from the planet, from the ground, and it will show you exactly what angle you need to stretch what body part. It's got nothing to do with, you know, the common poses of yoga. Those people are idiots that go to yoga classes upstairs in buildings. I can barely teach those kind of idiots. They usually seem to be spiritless humans or very sleepy soul humans. So how do you think the yogins invented yoga? Sitting on the fucking ground in India, yeah, on psychotropic substances. Why don't you try and do it yourself? Instead of listening to some half-assed person who has a little piece of paper, who again by a monopoly establishment has been told that they can teach it. So that goes back to what I was saying about the medical industry and how that's not being done maybe totally correctly either. Let's not harp on about it. Let's get back to what I was talking about. So the K1 meridian from grounding sends up higher energy ionization to the kidney, and this decalcifies, which helps decalcify the entire body because it's the filter of the entire body. Whoa. I'm sorry. Just sometimes I wonder how simple people are. Okay, and see him moving back there. Now he's moving to my hip because he can feel where my pain is, and he's stretching certain body parts. Oh, and now I have to adjust. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. He's a very good healer. So cat healing, if you have a good cat that actually like cares about you, who has a spirit, because he's a very spirited cat. You know, if you're going to get an organic portal cat, forget about it. Maybe you'll get some purring now and then at their leisure. But he helps my leisure, which is really good of him. Do you understand? You'll get a cat maybe that will purr on you. That's going to help decalcification and kill sugar bugs by raising the chi in the body and so on. But that's if you're lucky from an organic portal cat. He does it specifically on purpose every day because he knows I need it. So he's targeting me with his healing. He's a really good boy. We need to keep supporting Oro. He needs to always be eating whiskers. So we always got to do donation rounds for the little man who heals me, which keeps me being able to teach you guys at a high level. This is high level. This is not like walking into a yoga studio upstairs. Sorry, pun intended, because that is not a high level. That is actually a low level up there. Because you're getting a low level of energy connection from the earth. So this yogin connection is not to be underestimated to do with sugar and dissolving sugar and calcification in the body. And these calcification spots, for instance, what he's been healing the whole left side of my body because I've had a tooth problem for 10 years, which now I'm finally healing. That I've been getting my teeth in order thanks to you guys helping me from the channel, donating for the last 2 years, 3 years. Now my teeth are almost, fairly fixed anyway, and I've managed to get rid of the calcification a lot. Now, the calcification is a big point. That's why I'm harping on about it, because this is where those sugar bugs embed, and they love to sit there and grow their colony because they're protected. It's like a sea anemone being in the anemone. It's protected by the anemone, or some little fish swimming through coral is protected by the coral. The calcification is the coral, and these little nanobacteria and little sugar bugs, I call them, they hide within the calcification spots in your body. So that's why I'm harping on about, that's why it's so important. He knows about it, that's why he's healing me. Because he knows that changes your whole attitude, everything. Right? And now he's stretching, which is stretching my leg away again, which is obviously pulling open, right? That's pulling open my area here where the kidney is. And then I go like that and I clear out the buggery snot, right? The thick snot, or the mucosa which is stuck, which is where these little bugs manifest. Now they create your craving for sugar. Sure, you have ATP production, right? It's basic sugar of the body, the energy of the body, right? Let's not go too deep into that, but ATP, right? We all know about that. I think we all know about that in 2022, don't we? Or maybe you should study it. I do have some information on that, mitochondria, on a page in Consciousine. The something knowledge page, I forget, but I've shown it in a video. And it's not that hard to navigate 80 pages in Consciousine, so go have a look, guys. So yeah, calcification is huge. It's where these bugs hide. Chi energy, you know, dissolves all this, and it lifts the energy of the environment, and these bugs cannot exist in a certain higher energy range. If you're filled with chi, you'll notice you have like no craving for sugar. And when you get lower and lower, you crave sugar more and more, and then you get fatter and fatter, and the cycle increases. You're lower in vibration, and the cycle increases. That's why it's very important to keep, you know, a good belly. Now, this is the worst my belly has ever looked. You can barely see my six-pack. My whole life, you know, I'm 35 now. My whole life I've had a solid six-pack without barely working out, just because I maintain a good metabolism, because my metabolism doesn't get stuck. Fat people's metabolism is stuck. Chi energy is metabolistic energy. I've said that before too. So, you know, the best scientists in the world do not have a complete diagram of the metabolism of the human body, let alone everybody's different metabolism and all the stuff that affects it. You know, all the molecules. One molecule can change it, right? You have too much sugar, that changes your metabolism. Too much salt, too much this, too much that, right? So we don't have a all-encompassing model of the human body metabolism, but there is kind of one, an overarching model, which is chi energy, is metabolistic energy. Now, it's not a complete model, but it's an overarching system premise, and we can say that that's the same for everyone's body. So that's a good place for me to start, and that's why I've started there. It's very important to note chi, and yoga is involved in moving the chi around the body, right? So that's why I've mentioned yoga and the stretching. And grounded on the ground, barefoot. Socks if you want, but it's stronger with bare feet. K1 meridian is important. Yes, you can also place your hands on the ground and get that complete circuit from, you know, all the way through your body. How do you know when you're finished grounding? How do you know? Sorry, I have not drinking my morning orange juice, and he's still unclogging me, so I've got phlegm, thick phlegm still washing around. And your enzymes are activated not just by, you know, protease enzyme, amylase enzyme like honey and pawpaw have, or whatever. You know, it's these enzymes, natural body enzymes, are also invigorated by chi. That's why I say it's metabolistic. It's higher energy that gets all this stuff like the machine body ticking over. So this is one thing the medical establishment doesn't even mention. That's why I say maybe they're a bit dubious, because they're trying to get you hooked on substances, and they're organic portals. They don't know any better. You know, they're chi-less beings that they can't teach about chi. That's why you need to empower self-spirited humans like me, because we can't even teach you about it. They can't even teach you about it. So it's very important to support channels like mine. I'm not just saying just me. I said like me. Spirited humans. So, you know, that's another good point. Get as many sugars from natural sugars as possible. Well, honey is a good example. Don't overdose, but it's a good example because it carries amylase enzymes to break down carbohydrates like salad. And salad's gonna, kill a lot of bug bacteria. So it's a great sugar substance, honey. Right? It's not just sugar and water. There are mysterious properties to honey as well. And then, you could add in pollen, sprinkle in pollen as well. So that, that helps with amylase enzyme. And, my point on enzymes is just cheese swallows. You do these rough swallows, really swallow. And you swallow and you swallow and do it as many times as you can. And you'll find the more you meditate, the more you can swallow in a row. And the clearer the back of your throat and the tonsil area gets. And you start to want to produce throat friction. See Samuel Sagan's throat friction. It clears the throat and the third eye. You're going to have more vision. You're going to be connected up through the crown to the spiritual worlds, which raises your vibration, which kills these bacteria and sugar bugs even more, which sorts out the gut-brain axis even more. Right? So this is more coming into an advanced consultation. So now I'm going to switch it up and we're going to go back to more basic consultation. And we are going to look at more physical body. Let's just look into sugar. I just typed in sugar. Now here you have, what are the different 4 types of sugars? So at the basic simp level, we know those. Those are the ones you don't necessarily really want to totally avoid because you do use them. Like glucose is fantastic for the brain. But what I've mentioned recently, what I learned from David Wolfe, was that there's 8 essential sugars. Let's see what comes up. Let's just have a look. See, they're onto it. Good. They're onto it. So let's have a read into this. Is that them? What is this one? I've forgotten this one. What is this? What is the name of this? Galactosamine. Sorry, it's in there. It is galactus and glucosamine. So yeah, these are the list. Now what you'll find is, I recently did a talk on this, sugar-based as well, for Paul Garnieri. And in his talk I was talking about replacing a lot of sugar you eat with, actually the first thing we want to be going for, and where these 8 essential sugars are, is in seaweed. Seaweeds are the best source that I've found to get this spectrum and this gamut of 8 essential sugars. So seaweed, again, I'm going to mention seaweed, and just literally eat it off the beach. Collect it, eat it. Watch that video. I showed you really good 2 examples. There was a seaweed that I ate, and there was also a sea lettuce that I showed in the video. So both will contain 8 essential sugars. Maybe not all 8, but they're the best source of these 8 essential sugars, the seaweeds. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. Well, that's a stupid answer. That must be someone from the medical establishment. There are no 0 essential sugars. Alright, let's just kill our bodies, don't worry about functioning. You see what I mean by these people? We give the answer and they still rebuttal it. We are so far ahead of the medical establishment right now, it's crazy. We're 1,000 years ahead. I could talk about Ormus, right? Go into Ormus and Ormes, So soak yourself in the ocean. Remember in Paul Garnier's Seaweed Sugar Consultation, I talked about how, you know, people like John Kohler from growingyourgreens.com, you'll probably all know him, talk a lot about putting wide spectrum mineral rock dust into your soil when you grow your plants. And actually what happens is your plants turn sweet. So you crave sugar less because you've got sweetness. Do you understand? It's another way to beat this sugar craving. That's what I think I'm going to title this video. Sugar cravings. How to beat them or something like that. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm aiming this consultation at, right? That's the angle of this whole consultation. So another way to get wide spectrum mineralization is ORME, orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements, which happen to be most found in the ocean. And I can tell you that ORMUS is monoatomic, white monoatomic gold. But we're talking about the same thing, orbitally rearranging molecules in your body. And that they work on, they're a fantastic example and the best example I think I can give of a fifth dimensional molecular example. Because molecules are third dimensional structures. That is a great example of the third and fifth dimension. A molecule is a third dimensional zonal reality, right? And it has borders, it's a third dimensional object that sticks into the third dimension. Now Ormus nature, rather, is fifth dimensional. It's said that it pops, Ormes pop molecules like popcorn. Do you get it? It's because it invigorates a higher energy, reorchestrates the molecular structures, and can create molecular structure. So it pops out a molecule. That molecule might be a metal, might be manganese. And so a fantastic addition to this consultation would be, say, go surfing, because you're going to get grounding, the negative ionization, right? And all pain is positive charge, right? And also, when you're craving sugar, you're in pain. Have you noticed that? Sugar hits the dopamine receptor like cocaine. Exactly. That's what Californian scientists have come up with a few years ago. It's the exact same on the brain as cocaine, that dopamine effect, right? So sugar is, you know, the legal cocaine. And it puts you into pain and you have come down. You notice this when you eat sugar, right? It's very noticeable. None of you can deny it. And you can get addicted to sugar and become a junkie on it. And have you noticed? I've done that, right? You spend 2 weeks just eating tons of sugar. You realize what you're doing. You're like starting to feel a cavity forming. You're like, oh man, I got to stop, right? You got to come off the sugar, Ben, right? So this is why I'm doing this consultation. It's very important, actually, because it degrades the whole body. These bugs eat you from the inside out. These little sugar bugs, they accumulate. And people who are fat, man, they're gone. Like, you don't think the same. These things have control over your tongue like a horse reins. Like you can control a horse with its reins. Say move left and move right. So the little bug makes you notice the Snickers bar even more. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or the lollipop even more. You'll notice that you don't notice that stuff once you like get to this higher energy level. And that's what I'm trying to help you with here. And surfing is the ultimate. I'm going to write a book on surfing. Just like I'm writing the book on the eschaton, which means the end, by the way, of culture especially. And I'm writing the Organic Portal's Handbook. I'm writing a book on surfing. These are the 3 books that I'm writing in my life, guys. So that's how important I place surfing. I mean, if you think there's some kind of like hedonistic joke or something, no. Hold on, I've got a mosquito. Sorry, my cat gets scared too. Had to bang the tent. I had a mosquito above me. Sorry, please. Alright. So stupid answer there, I don't like it. Let's get away from this website. Anyway, you know the 8 essential sugars now. I've showed it there. Let's see what else other people are saying about it. Yeah, so, you know, surfing is soaking you in ORMEs, orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements. You're soaking in ORMEs. and probably ormus as well. I'd say there'd be some monoatomic gold out there in the ocean. Have to be a little bit. There must be some colloidal silver out there, right, when you're surfing. But yeah, it's an orme-rich environment, surfing the ocean. So just swimming, even just swimming, and have you noticed how it affects your electrolyte state? That's what we're going to go into next, electrolytes, and I'm going to finish off the consultation there because I don't want to confuse people too much. I want to keep this tight. I don't want to go off into one area and you know, oh, we're just going to talk about sugars for half an hour. I want to keep this all together in a nice ball. All right. So let's just see what they're saying. Yes, okay, obvious stuff. Well, that's a good point. Just shows you how essential that sugars are. I mentioned ATP, you know, the energy currency of your body as well. So, you know, this is to the core of your being. Yeah, and also important point here, mushrooms help there. The beta-glucans of mushrooms, edible tree mushrooms specifically, have great beta-glucans and glucans. Alright, so add in mushrooms here to the talk. Yoga, surfing, grounding, mushrooms. 8 essential sugars, seaweed. Okay, good little summarization for a minute. Sugar bugs, cravings, energy levels, enzymes. Okay, just to summarize a bit. Yep, you'll stop plaque. What? Damn it, I've forgotten it. Amyloid B plaque. You'll stop amyloid B plaque. You know, some of these products like amyloid B, I have a feeling, now I don't know, I'm just speculating here, I don't know yet, but I have a feeling that some of these plaques are created by these sugar bugs. I get the feeling of this from my own body and clearing out my own body, because when I get past the, right now I'm past the thick mucosa chunks that Oro has helped me clear out from around my kidney, obviously. And now, if I keep meditating, what happens is I pick up and I sense a plaque around my body, or several layers of plaques. This is also to do with calcification, because as you stretch this out, you become more agile and mobile and malleable. And you feel yourself less hard. You feel even your bones are becoming less malleable. You feel the chi energy going through your bones, right? And you get the golden light in your bones. See Mantak Chia's meditations on that. Oh wait, they don't exist because some idiot took them down because copyright. I don't know what to do anymore in this world, guys. It's like everything we try and help people with, they try and take out. That's what, man, these consultations are more important than people put the idea on my consultations are. They're way more important than people are acting like. Shit, man. Oh, they've mentioned here as well, seaweed. Oh, they've mentioned some other ones, echinacea, cocoa. So yeah, you know, even in your tea, you can be getting it, right? From your echinacea tea or something, or a little bit of licorice. Honey mentioned, good. Galactose. Now don't go overboard with the honey because you'll get cavities. There's a lot of just basic sugar water in honey. Yeah, look, fucose, again, you can get this in seaweeds, sea kelps. Brewer's yeast, oh yeah, interesting. Mannose. Mannose is a good one. I really like mannose for some reason. It seems like a strong one. It's a good polysaccharide. And also sweet water in nature, you know, must have sugars because the birch tree takes it up, sweet water from the river, and turns it into xylitol, a saccharide. And then, you know, the mushrooms turn that saccharide into a polysaccharide like beta-glucans. So I hope you're following the chain here. And what would be stronger would be the polysaccharide, wouldn't it? Because you're in a macro body, right, where all these molecules are chained together to create a third-dimensional body or zonal reality called you. I don't know about whey protein. Find yourself a substitute to that. That's often a bit of a... I'm not going to say too much on it, but like people have said that's like a waste product in the monkey business of the pump business of the workout industry. Anyway, xylose. You can also get that from birch trees too, birch sap and stuff. So look, there's many places to get this, and let's just quickly go into electrolytes here. Now my point on this is, sugar comes after you balance your salt and water. Food, which, you know, all your food, your protein, your fat and your sugars are breaking down into ATP, the basic body currency of energy or sugar. So protein, fat, sugars, everything you eat basically breaks down to ATP. And then that's used for energy at the cellular level. Now what's interesting to me is, and you know, I repeat, I actually learned this from David Wolf and started thinking about it, and there's actually a book written on it apparently too that he mentioned. But yeah, I now say this myself. Salt and water, the balance of that in your body comes before food. And basically I'll upgrade that saying, electrolytes and water come before you eat food. All right, that's the upgraded way to talk about this. So you're not just talking about salt, one electrolyte. You're talking about potassium and the other electrolytes as well, right? So you want to get your magnesium, your manganese and all that in. And if you go to, say, Dr. Kazar, Earthshift products, and you watch Dr. Kazar's channel on YouTube, he has a good episode where he shows you about body charge and salt, because he dips his little meter into the salted water and stuff like that, and he shows you, you know, the difference. And I mean, you feel the difference when you have your minerals up in your body. You feel more electrolyzed, right? And you feel more you know, alive and more energetic and so on. And that higher energy level is part of what I'm talking about to keep the sugar bugs at bay. It literally shocks them and burns them dead. A certain, I don't know what level it is, but once you build your energetic level up, say you get to blah, blah, blah level, it shocks these little bugs. They can't live in that energy level. So it's very important to maintain your electrolytes. And I struggle with it. That's why I need you guys to be donating. Not just so I can teach you guys this stuff, but I can't teach you this if I have a low energy. Like, say I had a higher energy, maybe I would talk for even longer, even longer. You know what I mean? I'm already pumping out 5 videos a day, guys, and I'm planning on doing more. The more you guys donate, the more videos I'm gonna make. Right, so keep donating, guys. Lucky watchers, I'd love to do another consultation for you. I think these consultations are very important, and you know, the world would be a lot more of a demonic place in lower energy.